Live streaming is a lot of fun. It adds a whole new aspect to playing video games. Whether it's meeting new people, discovering new communities, or even making a little bit of money, streaming is awesome. But before you can host your stream from the Batcave or have a high-profile celebrity guest on, you have to know how to set it up. So today I'm going to teach you how to set up Streamlabs desktop to live stream to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Let's go. When you open up Streamlabs desktop, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to have a blank canvas with no sources, no audio sources, nothing. First thing we're going to want to do is go into settings so that we make sure everything is set up properly from the get-go. Step one is open up the stream tab in settings and make sure that all your stream destinations and all your socials are logged in. And then let's click over to the output tab. Change the output mode to advanced so that we get a little bit more control over our settings. We'll skip over these first couple things for now. This is about separating out your audio tracks for your VOD. So if you don't want your music on your VOD, for example, that would be taken off. First thing you're going to look at is your encoder. If you're using a gaming PC, you're going to want to use your H.264 encoder. So for me, I have an NVIDIA graphics card, so I'm using the NVIDIA encoder. If you don't have a graphics card, you're just going to want to use the software X264 encoder. So next is your bitrate. You're going to want to set this somewhere between 3,000 and 6,000, depending on what your Wi-Fi can allow. If you have faster Wi-Fi, you can set this a little faster. If you have slower Wi-Fi, you need to set this a little lower. I like having mine at about 6,000 because I have pretty fast Wi-Fi and I like my stream quality to be pretty high. Next thing is your keyframe interval. You just want to set that to 2 or leave it at 2 if that's what it's already set at. Your preset, I use the P6 slower, better quality, so I can get a better quality looking stream. For tuning, I'm also using high quality. Multipass mode, just leave this 2 passes quarter resolution. Profile set to high. And you most likely shouldn't have to change most of these settings. Just get these locked in and then you'll just leave these at what they're at. GPU at 0, max B frames at 2. And then you are good in your output mode. This is everything that you need set. Going into audio. We want to make sure that we're set at 48 kilohertz stereo. And then this is where we're going to add things like microphones, or if you're using a capture card or anything like that. So for desktop audio, we'll just leave it how it is on default, is what it's on. Desktop audio device 2, we're going to leave that off. Mic auxiliary device, this is where you're going to select your microphone. So for me, I'm using a Focusrite Scarlett audio interface. So I'm going to select that, the Focusrite USB audio. But if you have a different microphone, you would just select whatever microphone you have from this dropdown. Now, if you plan on running something like an Xbox or a PlayStation into your PC to stream, you're going to need that as an audio source as well. So I have my Xbox Series X connected to my NZXT 4K30 capture card. So I'm also going to add that as a mic or auxiliary device, the HDMI NZXT. And so now when my Xbox is on, my Xbox audio will also be captured in here. Next up is video. So in order to stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time for free, you have to do one horizontal and one vertical stream from Streamlabs. And to do that, you have to enable dual output right here in the video tab. So let's click on enable dual output and you see we immediately get 2 canvases pop up. Our horizontal one, we're going to do in 1080p, so 1920 by 1080 for both of these resolutions. We leave this how it is, bicubic, 16 samples, and 60 FPS. Now on your vertical video, you're going to do essentially the same thing, but inverse the 1920 by 1080 so that you get 1080 by 1920, and that's how you get this vertical screen. So 1080 by 1920, 1080 by 1920, bicubic, 16 samples, and then 60 frames per second. So that's our settings out of the way. That's all the boring stuff. Before we do anything else, you'll see in my mixer right here, my mic is added and it is capturing my audio, but it's only capturing it on one channel. It's coming in as a mono signal. So if you were to listen to this, you would only hear it in your left ear. So what you do to fix that, if you have the same issue where you're only getting your mic coming on one channel, you want to open this settings cogwheel right here above your audio mixers, find the mic that's having issues, so analog 1+2, and we're going to down mix it to mono. And what that's going to do is now we have both channels coming through, so we get left and right ear coming through, because for whatever reason, the Focusrite Scarlett sends the signal in as a mono signal, not a stereo signal. Now, if you want to test and see what your mic sounds like, you just click this test audio button right here, and it gets very confusing very fast. But that's how you can test what your mic sounds like. So now you need to add some sources. You got audio, they can hear you, but they can't see anything. So here we go. Let's add our desktop source first so that they can see what you're playing. So you're going to click on this plus over sources right here, and then you want screen capture. You're going to add source. We'll call this desktop. Always name your sources because you will get confused very fast. And so the screen that we want is actually screen 1, the screen that we're on right now. So it's going to look kind of like a hall of mirrors effect and get confusing, but we'll turn this off in a second so it's not too confusing. And then boom. Screen 1 is now captured. We can see that on our horizontal canvas, it already fit it to the screen, but our vertical one's all wonky, and that's not really what we want. So what I like to do for my vertical gameplay is take my desktop, center it up as best I can, and then pull it up about that much, something like that. So now that we can see the screen, we need to add our webcam. So what you're going to do is press plus on the sources again, and then go to video capture. You see it says camera or capture card. So we're going to add video capture. We're going to call this webcam, and we're going to select our 1080p Pro stream, do resolution FPS type custom. We're going to set this to 1920 by 1080, set this to 30 frames per second to match. I mean, that's the highest this camera can do. All right, and everything else will be fine. We'll leave this as set. But now you see this is covering the entire screen. So you're going to just click on it and grab the little corners, and you can scale it down. So you see this is our camera. So let's go ahead and put it in roughly the same location I have the camera currently. There. So now we've got the webcam set, but we still need to set it over here. It's huge. So you're going to want to scale it down just a little bit until you cover up this whole black space. And then boom. Now you can see you've got your vertical canvas set. There's camera over there. Hi, camera. And then you get your desktop. So next thing we're going to want to add is our chat box so that when people talk in our chat, it pops up on screen just as another fun element to it. So click on add source, chat box. I'm just going to call it chat box. Theme. We'll leave it called Twitch. You don't need any kind of delay. Pretty much just leave this as set and then close that. And you can see our chat box is over here. Let's go ahead, let's place this over the webcam on the horizontal screen. Get a little smaller, boom, place over the webcam, and then we'll leave it kind of right here on the vertical one. Now let's add an alert box so that when people follow you or subscribe to you, it pops up and does a fun little animation. So let's do alert box, add that, we'll just call it alert box. And this is where you're going to need to go in and then add all your different alerts. This is one I have set. It's kind of a Yoda dancing alert for when people donate bits. You know, you got your different donations. I got Mr. Krabs showering in money. So you can add different GIFs or images and sounds to your alert box. And then, you know, you can do your little test. So test widget, let's do a test follow. So it pops up like that. You just go through here, you know, you just add your, but anyway, so let's add the alert box. Click on it, it'll pop up right there. That's where I like it, right in the middle of the screen so that everyone knows when someone else follows. So that's the basics there. You got your desktop, your webcam, and your chat box. Now, when it comes to audio, we've already covered most of the audio routing, but there's one more thing that I like to do, and that is separate out Discord from my game audio. And you'll see pretty quickly in streaming why you want to do that. Sometimes you want to have a conversation with Discord, but you want to keep playing your game, and stream doesn't always need to know what Discord's saying. So the way you're going to do that is add another source and then scroll down to the application audio. That's what you want, application audio. So you're going to add a source for this. We're going to call this one Discord. Discord is how I talk to my teammates when I'm playing games, and sometimes I need to mute them and talk to chat or stream. And what it's going to pop up the advanced audio window that pulls up from over here. We've seen this before. And what you're going to do is select the window that you want it to be. So I would pick discord.exe stream cordial toast server. That's my Discord server. But now I have this Discord audio on its own, and I can independently control the volume or mute it. If you still have your desktop audio enabled over here, then you're going to have Discord twice. It's going to be echoing. And so what you have to do for that is add another application audio source. We're going to add a new source, and we're going to call this game audio. Do the exact same thing in this tab where you select what window, what app you want to take the audio from, but I don't have any games open right now, so I can't select anything. But you know, you would select Fortnite or Phasmophobia or Call of Duty, whatever you're playing. So let's say Task Manager, for example. I want my game's Task Manager. I would select that, and then whenever I'm playing that game, that audio would come through. But this allows you to separate out your game audio from your Discord audio so that you can mute Discord, but stream can still hear your game. Next, in staying with our audio mixer, we need to make sure that our audio levels are in a good spot. And right now I only have my microphone in here, and it's at a pretty good spot. You want it to be pretty much hitting yellow when you're talking loud, but not going into the red ever. But what we need to make sure is that our capture card and game audio is not going to be too loud, and especially Discord. You don't want your Discord to be louder than you. And from my experience, I know for a fact that all of these are going to come in way too loud. You're going to have to turn them all down. I turn my game audio typically to about halfway. My Xbox comes in super hot, so I got to turn it way down. And same with Discord, I turn them down about halfway. And it takes some fine tuning. You need to get some people in your Discord channel so that they can actually talk and you can hear their voice, and then your game audio. If you're playing something like a first person shooter, or any shooter really, make sure that your gunshots are always staying in the green. You don't want them peaking in the yellow like my voice is. You want them always staying down in the green, no matter what's happening, no matter if it's explosions, gunshots, what. You want it to be relatively around this level all the time, because you don't want your game to be louder than you, for sure. So now we have our desktop set up, but what if you want to play from a console? Well, I'll show you how to set up something like an Xbox or a PlayStation so that you can stream it from Streamlabs as well. Under your scene collection, I have this one called Stream Setup. You're just going to want to add a new scene. We're going to call this Xbox, because I'm connecting my Xbox to it. And you're going to add a source the same way we've been doing, but this is going to be a video capture, because we're using the capture card source because my Xbox is plugged into an NZXT capture card, which is plugged into my computer. So we're going to do that. We're going to add a new source. Now we're going to call this Xbox. So select your capture card. For me, is the NZXT Signal 4K 30. Click on that, and then it should pop up my Xbox screen. Now let's go down here, do custom resolution. It's coming at 720p. We don't want that. We want to stream in 1080p. So that's how we're going to make it come in. FPS type, we can get up to 120, but we want this to be 60 frames per second. Then everything else is good. Let's go ahead and reframe our vertical one over here, make it a little bit bigger. There we go. And then we're just going to follow the same steps as before, add video capture. We already have our webcam added to this, to Streamlabs, so we can just add webcam. Just gonna make sure we resize it how we want it. Same thing over here. Let's move it up here, and then boom. Now we have our two scenes. We have our desktop scene and our Xbox scene set up. And you can do your same things, you know, add your alert box, add your chat box, and make sure those are positioned where you want them. And then boom, you're set up with a PC scene and an Xbox scene. Something like your chat box, what we're going to do is come over here and mute it. Immediately gets rid of it. Same thing with webcam. We're going to mute the webcam. With our webcam, we're going to click on the settings wheel and then hide. Boom. So now we've got our analog 1+2. This is my microphone. We've got our Xbox capture card so that we can hear our Xbox noise. And you'll see that now we have two Xbox sources. This is because we added the capture card as an audio source in our settings. So to get around this, you can either remove this in settings and then you just have your Xbox, or if you want to be able to hear your Xbox no matter what scene you're on, then I would leave this in the mixer settings and then hide and mute this Xbox. That way we're keeping our standard NZXT settings across everything and not having to change it depending on what scene we're on. And this also keeps over here. Because we have our game audio and Discord audio separated out, we no longer need our desktop audio. So we can go ahead and mute that and hide that. If you want to upgrade your stream quality right off the get-go, then add things like starting soon, be right back, and ending screens to your live stream. To get these, I recommend just going to canva.com, typing in something like starting soon screen, and then scrolling through all the templates they have. Just be aware that anything with this little crown symbol is pro, so you have to have the pro version of Canva to download it, but there's plenty of free templates. Let's just take this first one, for example. Customize this template. Just take your username, type that in there. Cordial Toe. We don't have a website, but for the sake of this video, let's just say cordialtoe.com, and we got starting soon. And then boom, all we do right there is download it as a video, and boom, that's number one. Now let's type in be back soon. And you're gonna download this as the be back soon screen. And now let's type in stream ending, and we download this once again. So it'll take a second for these to download because these are videos. Now for making your vertical stream, Canva has a resize option, which you can use a 30-day free trial to do Canva Pro and then automatically turn these horizontal files into vertical files without having to do any extra work. And if you're setting up a stream, I highly recommend just doing that and save a lot of time. So as soon as those are downloaded, let's go back over to Streamlabs. We're gonna add a new scene. I don't know what the scene is gonna be called yet because I didn't title the download. So we're just gonna call this new scene. We're gonna add a source, and for this source, you're gonna wanna add a media file. So go ahead and add your media file source. Once again, we don't know exactly what this one's gonna be called yet. Then you're just gonna wanna go in your files and find it. So here we have 1 and 2. Let's just pick this one, see what it is. So this is the stream ending screen. So we're gonna wanna make sure that we have it on loop, close file when inactive, because we don't want it playing when we're not on it. There's no point for that. And use hardware decoding when available. Okay, so we can rename this ending because this is the stream ending. So now we know, We also rename the media file to ending so that we also know if we ever want to reuse it for anything. Now we just add the same thing. Add a new scene. Now we have our different scenes. We got be back soon, stream ending, and starting soon with our branding on there. If you want just basic way to get your vertical, just add this color block. So we'll do the same thing over here. Underneath this scene, make sure we can see all the text on here, get it centered up. And then we're just gonna add source, add color block. We'll just do the same color and then make sure that's behind the source and then scale it all the way up. I'll do the same thing to ending. Now, if you want an easy way to transition between these different screens, say you're in your starting soon screen and you want to transition into your Xbox screen, all you have to do is come to your settings and go to hotkeys. There's all kinds of hotkeys you can set for start streaming, stop streaming, start recording, all kinds of different things, but I like to focus mainly on just the scenes. So let's do Xbox first. You're gonna scroll down to where it says switch to scene, and that's where you're gonna put your keybind. We're gonna set this to -, okay? And then we want be right back to have an easy way to hide our screen. We're gonna set this to star. And you can go down the list and have be back soon, starting soon, ending, set these all to different things. I like to set this to my end key because it's ending. And so now if I come here and press -, then I'm on Xbox. Press star, it switches over to be back soon, -, back to Xbox, star, back to be back soon. If I press my end key, go straight to ending. So that's the easiest way to set up hotkeys, almost like you have a Stream Deck, and then you can switch between your scenes super fast and super easy. All right, so now you are all set up. We've got your webcam, we've got your different scenes set up for Be Right Back and your different gameplay. Now it's time to go live. So that's what this button down here is for, your big green go live button. There is also a record button if you want to record videos like I'm doing right now. You would just hit this record button and then record without going live. But when you do want to go live and you hit this green button, don't worry, you're not going to go live instantly. It pops up another window. This is where you're going to confirm your output. And so for this, where you're doing Twitch and YouTube, you can also do TikTok or Kick or wherever else you want to stream to. I think the two best places to stream are Twitch and YouTube. I like doing horizontal on Twitch so the full gameplay is saved there, and vertical on YouTube. That way my vertical stream is going in the shorts feed on YouTube. So make sure these are set, or you can switch them if you like. It just depends on what you want. You can change your stream title here. A little description, there's my little tips, and just telling people that they can find my full screen gameplay on Twitch. Start your Twitch settings right here. We were playing Phasmophobia. YouTube, I normally just create a new event and then go in YouTube and change that event once it's created. You can add your thumbnail right here. I like ultra low latency. That's an important one. Typically doing gaming, want it on public. Create new event unless you already have it scheduled through YouTube. Enable auto start. You can select your primary chat that you want to look at, but it will also give you multi-chat function so you can see both chats. And then you confirm and go live. So that is the basics on how to set up Streamlabs to live stream to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. My recommendation is live stream to Twitch horizontally and then live stream to YouTube vertically, because YouTube has the shorts feed, and that way when people are scrolling on the shorts algorithm, on the shorts feed, there's a chance that your live stream will pop up. And I have gotten lots of new viewers through that method, and even gotten some of them to come over to Twitch to watch the full screen gameplay. Keep playing around with it. Always be messing with your settings. Never be done. Always be changing things. Always be messing around. Always be looking to improve your stream. And I can't wait to see y'all out there. That wraps up this video, and until the next one, stay cordial.